What's up, everybody? Justin here to do my Raw Superstar Shake-Up review. Tonight, the first hour was good. Second hour, I didn't really enjoy the second hour. It was pretty boring. Third hour got a lot better, especially when Braun attacked Roman. That was awesome. Here we go with my Raw Superstar Shake-Up review. Not going to talk about the matches much. I'm going to just basically talk about who was traded from SmackDown to Raw. And Vince wanted to shake things up a bit. He did it, and Raw was a pretty damn good show. Here's my Twitter poll. Rate tonight's Raw Superstar Shake-Up. 50% gave it a C. 39% gave it a B+. 11% gave it an A-. And now the numbers changed. Right in front of me, looking at it right here. 47% gave it a C, 42% B+, 11% gave it an A-. Those are the votes. Maybe it'll change again. Or those are the percentages of the people that voted. And I'll also read my other Twitter poll, thoughts on what Braun did to Roman. I asked everybody to vote. If you voted, thank you for voting on my polls. Thoughts on what Braun did to Roman. Here are the results. 51% thought it was glorious. They said it was glorious. 51% said it was glorious. 26% said it was the best segment ever. I thought it was very good. It was definitely one of the top, at least top 10 segments in Raw history. 13% said it was very boring. I disagree. 10% said they've seen it before. So 51% thought it was glorious. That's pretty damn good. I gotta get up for a minute and close my window because it's starting to rain. Like, blow inside it. So, some crap just fell down. Whatever. I believe the Hollywood Hogan fell down. Anyways, it's not important. Sit back down in this chair. This just fell over. Hollywood Hogan, and there's the old school Hulk Hogan. Thought I'd share them with you, so there they are. Now, back to my Raw Superstar Shake-Up review. I apologize I had to get up, but I had to close my freaking window because it's starting to rain out. Anyways, up first we had The Miz come out right away. The Miz's music hits. John Cena. Cena's music hits. I was like, okay, I guess Cena's on Raw. But he was not. That was a nice swerve by The Miz and WWE. It was not John Cena. It was The Miz as Cena and Maurice as Nikki Bella. So Miz cuts a promo a little bit and says, this is not John Cena and this is not Nikki Bella. And then right after The Miz is talking, Dean Ambrose. His music hits. Dean Ambrose is a part of Monday Night Raw. Let me move this a little. So Ambrose is a part of Raw. He's the Intercontinental Champion. Intercontinental title is a part of Raw, as it wasn't before. Anyways, so Ambrose is on Raw. Up next, we had a match. Not going to talk about the matches much because all this review's about, all I want it to be about is the Superstar Shake-Up and the guys that were traded and the women that were traded from SmackDown to Raw. That's what I really want to talk about. And I don't want this video to go 20 minutes. So the Revival took on the New Day. It was good to see the Revival make their in-ring debut on Monday Night Raw. The Revival wins. And before the match, the New Day had a blow-up doll. They had a freaking blow-up doll, and they said it was Kofi Kingston making his presence felt. That's not PG, but that was damn funny to see. So Revival wins. Up next, we had Kurt Angle backstage with Sami Zayn. Zayn was talking about, is there a spot here for me on Raw? Because Zayn was saying, I could go to SmackDown. I think they want me there, stuff like that. Then Angle says, there is a spot here for you. Stephanie McMahon's not here. He said, I'm running things different. So then it was announced, Kurt Angle, then The Miz shows up, and Kurt Angle announces basically later it's going to be Sami Zayn against The Miz. So now the Superstar Shake-Up has begun. We had The Miz and Maurice traded to Raw. I'm sure Daniel Bryan as GM will probably explain why he traded Miz, because the guy didn't get along with him. I'm talking about storyline-wise. He didn't like The Miz, so I'm sure he was happy to trade him to Raw. So, up next, Superstar Shake-Up, who's traded from SmackDown. The next guy that was traded was Kurt Hawkins. And Kurt Hawkins puts up his, I don't know what it is, his cane. Says, I'm a part of Raw now. And out comes the Big Show. Let me guess. What was going to happen? Let me guess. Big Show's going to knock out Kurt Hawkins in about a minute and then defeat him. That's what happened. I don't know if it was a match. I don't care if it was a match. Big Show comes out, knocks him out. So Kurt Hawkins moves to Raw, and nothing's going to change. The guy's still going to be jobbed out and never going to be pushed. So that's pretty pathetic. So Kurt Hawkins announces he's a part of Raw. Nobody cares. I mean, the guy's a talented wrestler, but no, I don't care. Nobody cares. Because they booked him so damn badly. So now, next, Neville, cruiserweight match. Neville on commentary. And TJ Perkins taking on Austin Aries. It was decent, and TJ Perkins wins, which was kind of shocking. And then TJ Perkins, because Neville told him earlier that Aries is taking his spot and stuff like that. So TJ Perkins, after the match, decides to attack Austin Aries like a stupid idiot. So he attacks Aries. I don't like that. And by the way, don't make TJ Perkins heel, because the guy looks like a 12-year-old boy. The guy can never be booked and looked at as a heel. It would not work. Because the guy looks like a 12-year-old boy or a 14-year-old girl with short hair. Up next, we had Seth Rollins come out and discuss his future. Seth freaking Rollins discussed his future on Monday Night Raw. He said, because Stephanie's here, he says, I don't want to be here. And the crowd was chanting, thank you, Seth. Thank you, Seth. Thank you, Seth. Kurt Angle's music hits. Kurt Angle, the general manager, comes out. Kurt Angle gets a big pop, gets you suck chants at him. And then Kurt Angle comes out and gets on the mic and says, Seth freaking Rollins, I want you here on Monday Night Raw. He said, you're one of the best, and I want you here. And then Samoa Joe comes out, gets in the ring. Samoa Joe attacks Seth Rollins. Rollins fights back, attacks Joe. Kurt Angle gets back in the ring. I almost thought Kurt Angle was going to suplex Joe. That would have been pretty awesome, but he can't get involved like that because he is general manager now. I hope he does wrestle again in 2017 in the WWE. Kurt Angle is still, the guy has still got at least 5 or 10 good matches left in him. I know he does. He's that damn good, even though he's close to 50. Still in great shape. The guy's a wrestling machine. So Kurt Angle tries to break up the fight between Joe and Rollins. And then it eventually got broken up. So Kevin Owens and, not Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, Seth Rollins, they're going to have a match, no doubt about it, at Payback. Kevin Owens' interview with Charlie, he says he is the U.S. champion and he is the face of America, even though he's Canadian. Whatever. That was a pretty funny interview. Women's action now. Nia Jax took on Charlotte. They had a pretty good match. I enjoyed it. Charlotte hit a insane looking moonsault, taking out Nia Jax to the floor. That was cool. Nia Jax wins. They're really building up Nia Jax to look like a dominant monster that can't be beaten. Even though she was beaten at WrestleMania, she defeats Charlotte tonight, and then later in the show, she would take everybody out and hold up the title. So, Nia defeats Charlotte. Up next, we had Jinder Mahal. And that guy, I guess he's did an interview and said he's not on steroids. I don't believe it. The guy looks like he's taking the juice. And if he is, good for him. It doesn't bother me. I don't care. I've said it many times. I don't care if wrestlers take steroids. I don't care. Because they're doing that to their bodies. They can destroy their bodies. I don't give a damn. As long as they're not like, I don't know, as long as they're not abusing drugs or steroids, I don't care what they do. Just as long as they don't abuse something where they could be taken out by it. That's all I care about. Is I don't want any wrestlers to die if they're abusing something. So Jinder Mahal takes on Finn Balor, the Balor Club. He comes out with his leather jacket, gets a big pop, and Finn Balor, of course, wins. You knew he's going to win. Finn Balor wins, and then coming to Raw, traded from SmackDown Live, appears on the screen. Bray Wyatt is now on Monday Night Raw. Bray Wyatt is a part of Monday Night Raw. What does this mean for his House of Fun match? Or not House of Fun. That was Raven that had the House of Fun match. Or Clockwork Orange House of Fun match. What the hell's the match called? House of Horrors. Bray Wyatt's House of Horrors match against Randy Orton. When is that going to take place? I don't know. Maybe at Payback. Maybe Orton will be traded to Raw. And maybe the Universal Champion tomorrow night, maybe Brock will be traded to SmackDown and Orton will go to Raw. So then Bray and Orton could have their House of Horrors match at Payback. Or because I don't see them pushing the House of Horrors match. I don't see them pushing that until May. Until a SmackDown pay-per-view. That'd be kind of stupid. Plus, if they did push it back, then Bray would be a part of Raw for a whole month. And then you could have him go to a SmackDown pay-per-view just to work with Randy Orton. That is pretty stupid if they do that. So they should move Orton to Raw and take the Universal title to SmackDown. Anyways, Bray Wyatt cuts a promo. He was traded to Raw. That was pretty surprising. I didn't think Bray Wyatt would be traded at all. So far traded The Miz, Maurice, Kurt Hawkins, and Bray Wyatt. More trades were announced. Kalisto's been traded to Raw. Heath Slater and Rhino have all been traded to Monday Night Raw. Next match, Sami Zayn taking on The Miz. Sami Zayn wins, good for him. I don't know. I didn't like The Miz losing because the guy just was on Raw for his first night and you have him lose. It should have just ended with a DQ or a count out. Shouldn't have had The Miz lose and be buried. I really do fear that The Miz is going to be lost on Raw because they have too much talent. And they're just going to have no place for The Miz. And they're going to just push him down into mid-card status. And he's better than that. He showed us. The Miz showed us on SmackDown that the guy can be awesome when he's given the opportunity to be pushed and used the right way. As they said many times, SmackDown is a land of opportunity. I don't know what Raw is. Hopefully things change and The Miz is not buried to be just a jobber and mid-carder again where nobody cares about him. Because The Miz is great on SmackDown and The Miz actually made the fans, even fans that didn't like him. I wasn't a big Miz fan. And the guy on SmackDown Live was so great that I became a fan of his. And his promos and his work, parroting Total Bellas and all the stuff he did, parroting John Cena has been great. Even his ripping and his shoot promo, or work shoot promo against Daniel Bryan on Talking Smack. That was great stuff. And that got The Miz noticed as a major player again. So Sami Zayn defeats The Miz. I didn't like that decision. Now, Roman Reigns interview. Michael Cole interviewing Roman Reigns backstage. And Reigns barely gets to talk. And he starts talking like a damn babyface. Saying, I was emotional when I defeated The Undertaker. That's not what you should have said, Roman. If they went to have Braun Strowman attack him and just beat him down tonight, if they went to done that, they should have turned Roman heel and he could have ripped Taker in the interview and said, yes. Said, I'm the one that retired The Undertaker. It's my yard now. I retired his ass, and it's my yard. Then he could have got up, walked out of the interview. That would have been awesome. But no, they didn't decide to do that. Instead, they had Braun destroy him. And I was happy with that. So Braun backstage attacks Roman viciously and brutally, beats the hell out of him, beats the dog shit out of him. He destroys Roman. He's throwing him into the steel doors backstage. He's picks him up, running power slam on one of the cases. One of those heavy cases they put equipment in and wires in. He slams him on there. And then they start putting Roman on a stretcher. They tie him up in the stretcher so he can't move, and they're taking him to the ambulance. Well, Braun doesn't like that. And Braun grabs a stretcher and pushes it. So, Braun tonight, I tweeted this out. I thought it was pretty damn funny. And a lot of people seem to enjoy it. They liked it and retweeted it a lot. I don't know how many likes and retweets it got, but it got pretty many. Anyways, I said Braun pushes him off the edge, and I tweeted out, Braun just gave Roman one hell of a push. And I put push in capital letters. So, Braun did give Roman one hell of a push tonight. Pushed him off the edge, and he drops like at least 5 or 6 feet down in the stretcher. He falls down, tips over the stretcher with him on it. That was epic and funny as hell, and I loved it. So Roman is really injured, laid out on the concrete. I don't know where it was, in the parking structure or wherever they did it. So then they try to load Roman, and they finally load him in the ambulance. Braun isn't done yet. Braun is not finished yet, and it was glorious. Braun gets in the ambulance, starts beating down Roman, beating him down again. Gets out of the ambulance and goes to the side of the ambulance, starts staring at it, and starts trying to lift it up. I don't know how they did this. Some stunt secret, I don't know, Hollywood secret, whatever. I do not think Braun is strong enough to lift that whole thing himself. I doubt it. He probably had help. But it doesn't matter. It still looked awesome how he did it. He lifts up the ambulance, tips it over, pushes it on its side. Again, I'm sure Braun had help from, I don't know, people that know how to do stuff like that probably work in movies. So, anyways, it was so well done. This segment was epic. It was glorious. It was awesome. It was fantastic. It was 5 stars. It was 2 thumbs up. I loved it. Braun Strowman looked dominant. The guy looked like a beast. The guy looked like a monster. The guy looked unstoppable. Braun Strowman was fucking epic. Hail Braun Strowman. That's all I gotta say. That guy was fantastic tonight on Monday Night Raw. I believe they were in Long Island. The crowd was popping, marking out for what Braun Strowman was doing. And then they came back from commercial, showed a couple highlights, and then the crowd started chanting. The crowd started chanting to Roman, towards Roman. Hey, 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 goodbye. Nah, nah, nah. Hey, 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 goodbye. Hey, that was pretty damn funny. So that shows you how much the crowd likes babyface Roman. That they would actually be very happy that the guy was taken away, injured, tipped over in an ambulance. The guy could be dead. I'm talking storyline-wise. Obviously, he's not dead. Wrestling's scripted, but the guy's tipped over in that ambulance. The guy could still be laid out dead. Or not unconscious, at least. At least I hope he's unconscious. I don't hate Roman, but the guy sucks and is boring as fuck as a babyface. So next we had the Hardys come out in an 8-man tag. I was very happy to see the Hardys on this episode of Raw. I didn't think I would see the Hardys tonight, but I was very happy to see the Hardys. Delete, 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 delete chants everywhere. Hardys and Cesaro and Sheamus taking on the Shining Stars, who... The Shining Stars suck. They shouldn't be on Raw. They'll probably be traded to SmackDown. I mean, nobody cares about the Shining Stars. Nobody cares about their characters and their Puerto Rican con men trying to sell trips to Puerto Rico. It was a stupid gimmick in the first place. So the Shining Stars and the Club, Anderson and Gallows, teaming up against the Hardys and Sheamus and Cesaro. The Hardys, Sheamus and Cesaro win. And at the next pay-per-view, Payback, which is a Raw pay-per-view at Payback, Hardys will be taking on Cesaro and Sheamus for the tag titles. Up next, Dana Brooke, Emma backstage. Emma looked gorgeous. She's a gorgeous woman. I'm a huge fan of Emma since probably 2012, 2013. Since she came in NXT, I was a fan of her. And not just because she's hot, because she's a damn good wrestler. And she can work. Dana Brooke shows up in the segment, and that got me angry. So Dana shows up, says, I'm not with you anymore. I'm not gonna watch you, or I'm not gonna be with you anymore, or anybody anymore. And then she actually claims, I'm not the best wrestler, whatever she said. I'm not the best, but I'm getting better, and I'm getting better. You're getting better. I can't tell you're getting any better, Dana. You don't look like you're getting any better to me at all. I mean, Emma's up here, way up here, and Dana, you're way, 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 way down there. You know what I mean. I don't care if, I guess Dana might be dating Dolph Ziggler. I don't know if they're still dating. I don't care. But that's who I heard she was dating. And before Dolph, I heard she's dating a freaking writer on their creative team. So, anyways, I'm not a fan of Dana Brooke. I think she sucks as a wrestler, and she's never going to be any good. She's not going to be on the level of Charlotte, Bayley, Sasha, or Emma, or Natalya, or Becky, or Naomi. She's not going to be on the level of Mickey or Alexa Bliss. She's never going to be on their levels. So I expect, because we had 2 women up next were traded from SmackDown to Raw, so I guess we're going to have 2 or 3 women probably traded to SmackDown Live. It'll probably be Emma, Charlotte, maybe Dana. I hope it's not Dana. It might be Charlotte, Sasha, and Emma may be traded to SmackDown. So up next we had the boss, Sasha Banks, come out to the ring, cut a promo, and said, Bayley, please come out here. I have to say something to you. And this just felt right. This felt like the exact right moment to have Bayley get turned on by Sasha. And have Sasha Banks, the boss, have her turn on Bayley. It felt like the right time. The crowd could feel it. I could feel it. She started cutting a promo saying, Bayley, WrestleMania is over. Now you're going to have to, I want a title shot and you guys give me a title shot. And I felt Sasha was going to turn there, but instead they went the other way and swerved us. Because Alexa Bliss's music hits, that got a big pop. Alexa Bliss traded to Raw. Then Mickie James comes out. She was traded also to Raw. So then Alexa Bliss and Mickie cut promos and they start going at it. And then Nia Jax comes out, takes all of them out, and holds up the Raw Women's title. So I guess we're going to we might have a fatal 4-way at Payback. Nia versus Sasha versus Bayley versus Alexa, or triple threat maybe. Or we might have Mickie against Alexa at Payback in a one-on-one match. Maybe they won't be part of the fatal 4-way or make it a fatal 5-way. I don't know. Up next, the main event, Dean Ambrose, Kevin Owens. I was bored by it. It was champion versus champion, U.S. champion versus Intercontinental champion main event. I still didn't care. It was non-title. Jericho's music hits. That was awesome. Jericho comes out, hits a code breaker, I believe, on Kevin Owens. So this ends my Raw review of the Superstar Shake-Up names. Again, here are the names I were traded from SmackDown Live to Raw. Bray Wyatt, Kurt Hawkins, Rhino, Heath Slater, Kalisto, Apollo Crews, Alexa Bliss, and Mickie James, and Dean Ambrose, and The Miz, and Maurice. They were all traded to Monday Night Raw. It's good. That's a good thing. That Raw is now going to have some different matchups, and it'll be a fresher, hopefully better Monday Night Raw because of these new talents. Kalisto can be part of the Cruiserweights. And I don't know what they're going to have Miz and Maurice do, because they were great on SmackDown. So this ends my Superstar Shake-Up review. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll check my Twitter poll one more time. Here it is. 46% gave tonight's Raw. 46% gave it a B+. 38% gave it a C, and 15% gave it an A-. 0 votes for D. This ends my Raw Superstar Shake-Up review. Hope you enjoyed it. I think I'll be back tomorrow to do a SmackDown Superstar Shake-Up review. I'm probably not going to do a whole review of SmackDown like I did for Raw, but I'll just talk about the names that were traded to SmackDown Live tomorrow. Bye for now, everybody. Hope you enjoyed Raw. Hope you enjoyed this review. I would give Raw tonight, the Superstar Shake-Up, I would give it a grade of, I would say it was especially hour 3. What Braun did to Roman, that was an A+. But the rest of the show, I'll give it a B. I'll say it was a B. So there it is. Bye for now, everybody.